Both white supremacists and ISIS have been responsible for vehicular attacks lately. So for me, the solution we need is obvious. A demolition derby. White power on one side, ISIS on the other. And then they can take out all their frustrations on each other. And I guarantee you, white supremacists versus ISIS will be more entertaining than McGregor versus Mayweather was. Because these guys will actually kill each other. The notion that you can be born superior because of your genetics or bloodline is of course ridiculous. But we let the royal family get away with those beliefs, don't we? And you could say, well, Paul, the royal family have never been responsible for vehicular homicide. Oh no, wait, they definitely have. And the worst thing is, we fund the royals. Yet, we wouldn't pay the rent for a KKK Grand Wizard, would we? So why would we do it for them? I'll admit though, the term white privilege does get thrown around a bit too often nowadays. I mean, I've never been privileged, clearly. The white privileged people who actually run the world make up a very minuscule percentage of the overall population. And that's assuming that they are white at all, and that the theories of them being overgrown lizards aren't true. If they are, then we really need to rename that term reptilian privilege. Now that I can get behind. You ever seen a homeless lizard in the street asking for spare change? Catching it with his fucking tongue? I haven't. Privileged. As for this North Korea situation, they've been doing all these missile tests, but with Love Island now over with, I think they missed out on a prime location to test them. But there's always next series. Come on, Kim. Some are fearful of a war with North Korea, but the US taking them on is the equivalent of, say, an in-prime Mike Tyson taking on a newborn baby. And if that wasn't bad enough, South Korea is an ally to the US too. So not only does this baby have to fight Tyson, but it has a Siamese twin that wants to do it over as well. Yet somehow it gets reported that North Korea is the big threat. Now let's all remember that when it's left resembling a beaten baby with its ear bitten off. Baby K it come to be known as. As for Kim Jong-un, he'll probably join the likes of Gaddafi and Saddam and end up with his dead face printed on the front page of every newspaper that there is, as a warning to the rest of the world to play nicely with their natural resources. Bin Laden's face was conveniently never revealed though when he was apparently killed, which just seems like a waste of all those perfectly good Bin Laden evidence the CIA used in all those terror threat videos they manufactured. Intelligence agencies want to be able to legally hack your messages to supposedly prevent terrorism. But are terrorists really using WhatsApp to communicate? You're just going to die when you see this exploding vest I've made for you. Winking emoji! It's going to get to the point where the only secure way to communicate will be via paper cups and a string. But forget WhatsApp. Snowden already revealed that intelligence agencies can gain access to your webcams at will. Now, I'd love to know the complex algorithm that detects whether you're a potential terrorist or not from your masturbation technique. You know, Western governments, they complain about terror attacks, but then they go and either directly or indirectly fund the terrorists. That's like paying the school bully to beat up your own kid. And then in retaliation to these attacks, they go and bomb the hell out of whatever moves in some Middle Eastern country. That's like going to the school of your kid who's being bullied and beating up every student there in the hopes that one of your victims happens to be the bully. Oh, that four-eyed kid in the wheelchair could be the culprit. Down the stairs you go! Oh, the family in the house our drone is currently flying over could be terrorists. initiate bomb drop. And then in the case of 9/11, it was revealed the terrorists were from Saudi Arabia, and that bin Laden was hiding out in Pakistan. But the response was to attack Afghanistan and Iraq, which is like going to schools your kid doesn't even go to and beating the shit out of everyone there. And again, we fund all this, taxpayers, which is like all of us chipping in to buy a car for this guy to drive to the schools to beat up the kids. And then to top it all off, you then hear of Western governments staging terror attacks on their own people to fulfill their own agendas, which is like finding out that there never was a bully, and the whole time, this vengeful parent has been beating up his own kid. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much a word-for-word recitement of the US foreign policy. The good old USA. Donald Trump's banned transgender people over there from enlisting in the military. If they ever do the same over here, mind you, I'll be the first to go under the knife. I'm sorry, but why you lot are drafted to battle the Russian and Chinese alliance in World War III, I'll be at home on the couch, enjoying a glass of red with Caitlyn Jenner. Being banned from the military isn't something you should be complaining about. You're dodging a bullet. Literally. On the other hand, you'd think transgendered people would be perfect for warfare. They're already used to losing their limbs after all. And the swapping out the penis for a vagina really stop you from shooting someone in the face. On second thought, maybe it does. I'm Paul Grover.